Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Kevin and we are doing our weekly mukbang and fast food review. Starting a couple minutes early today, so hopefully you guys can start to stream in here and watch the live stream with me. Feel free to comment down below in the comments section on the rebroadcast when you see this that's not live. But if you happen to pop in here while we're live doing the live stream, feel free to join in the chat. You can communicate directly to me and let me know what you think of the review, of how it's going, of my other reviews, maybe if you've seen them. Maybe you can recommend something that you would like to see me review, some fast food special product that they've got out, or maybe even just something off of their general menu that maybe I haven't tried, or maybe I have tried and you just might want to see me go ahead and eat some of that and talk about that actual product. A couple weeks ago I did my first one. This is actually my fourth, it's my fourth video of doing this. I've done other videos on the channel before of doing some other types of reviews, like to TV, movies, trailers, stuff like that, in fan films. But anyway, I started doing this a little bit differently, so to do some fast food reviews, and hopefully you guys would enjoy that. So my first one I did 3 weeks ago was for Papa John's Pizza, and then the following week I did I believe it was Wendy's. And then last week I did Burger King, and I did some specialty items each time that was not something on their regular menu. It's just something that they're offering special at the time. Well, today we are doing Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza is what's on the menu today, and I'll go ahead and tell you exactly what we got. Here, they gave me a coupon with my order. This is my first time actually ordering. I keep wanting to say Papa John's. First time I ordered Domino's using their app. I just downloaded it this morning and ordered through the app for the first time. The app is very easy to use. It was user friendly. Once I just did my first click to sign in, download the app, loaded it up, went through it, put in my personal information, all that kind of stuff. Within, I'm just estimating about 5 minutes to set it up and have it all ready to go, and started placing my first order, which I ordered today. And so as I went through and picked up my order, they gave me this coupon here, and it's got it's advertising their new pepperoni stuffed cheesy bread as one of their side orders that they're offering here. $6.99 each for these side orders. And here the coupons they've given me is choose any two or more for $6.99 each. It's got a whole list of looks like possible 10 to 12 different menu items that you can choose from. They got medium 2-topping pizzas, loaded tots, 8-piece bread twists, pasta, oven baked sandwiches, salads, marbled cookie brownie. I've had those before and those were good, but I'm not big on sweets, so I probably won't be ordering that anytime soon, just because I don't do the sweets thing. Stuffed cheesy bread, 8-piece boneless chicken. That's the sort of thing that I have ordered from Papa John's, so maybe I could try theirs at some point and compare them, see how Papa John's and Domino's compare to each other. 32-piece Parmesan bread bites, and the 3-piece chocolate lava crunch cakes. I tried those one time back in the day. It's been maybe close to 15, 20 years ago. I tried those, and those were very good. You get them warm out of the oven when they're first done. They haven't been sitting to cool down too much. Those were fantastic. And so even though I'm not big on the sweets, at some point my sweet tooth might get the best of me. I might go ahead and order those as a special treat and see if they still hold up today like they did back then. Then there's a coupon on here for the Brooklyn. It's spelled Brklyn. Extra large one topping pizza for $13.99 plus tax. That's a limited time offer. And then there's a coupon here for pizza and soda, two extra large, one topping Brooklyn style pizzas, and a 2-liter of Coca-Cola for $25.99 plus tax. And that again is a limited time offer. So that was nice of them to give me these coupons for the next time I stop in. And I'm sure there's an expiration date on here and some fine print that I'll look at later. But anyway, I went ahead and placed my first order in years. It's been years since I've had Domino's pizza. I remember back when I got it before, I wasn't a huge fan of the regular bread, the regular crust. But I do remember I really liked their thin crust pizzas. So just anticipating, based on my history of what I liked back then, I went ahead and ordered the thin crust pizza this time. And I know it's not a fair comparison to compare it to the Papa John's I had a couple weeks ago that was the regular crust, if you're comparing apples to apples. But just for the sake of my own enjoyment, which is what this really is, and then I'm just sharing you my objective opinion on what I think of it, or subjective, because it's my opinion. And as with all my reviews on here, it's based on my own opinion of the food that I'm eating here that's in my hands. And again, what one branch may serve, another location may serve it differently. It may taste better at some locations than others. And at the same location, it may taste better on a different day than it does on another, depending on which employees are working to fix it and to prepare it and everything. The service I got today was very good. Like I said, the app was easy to set up, and it was easy to order. I got my order in real quickly. They do offer a car side delivery, which I took advantage of today, where you order it and through the online app, and you say you want the car side delivery, and you put in the description of your vehicle, which is required, and the estimated time that you want it to be ready. Then within 15 minutes before your food is scheduled to be ready, for example, if you say I'm going to be there at 1:30 p.m., at 1:15 you can actually click the I'm here thing on the app, so you can get there up to 15 minutes early, and it says on the app that within 2 minutes they're supposed to bring it to your door. So that means that they could possibly have your food ready 13 minutes early. So that's something to think about also when you're ordering through the app. And if you get there early, that car side delivery, you hit that button, say I'm here, and then turn on your hazard lights so that they know to see the car. And then when they get closer, they can identify it as the correct vehicle, and then deliver it to your vehicle directly to you. I took advantage of that today, and there was a little bit of a mix-up. There's two pizzas that are very similar. There's the ExtravaganZZa that I ordered, and the other was another version that's comparable to a Supreme or the Works type pizza. And I can't remember right now what it was. But I ordered the ExtravaganZZa, and they accidentally fixed me the other one that's very similar. And so when I pulled up, the guy came out, and he said, I'm sorry. He said, I accidentally threw in the wrong pizza for you, and I was fixing you this one instead of the other one. But I already put in the correct one, and it's going to be ready in just a couple minutes. And so I didn't have to wait very long. I offered to go ahead and drive around to the window. We got some kind of gloomy weather today. It's cold out, raining. And I didn't want to have to make him come out, multiple times to the vehicle. And I said, well, why don't I just pull up to your drive-through window, whenever. He said he'd be ready in 2 or 3 minutes. And I said, why don't I wait about 5 minutes? I'll drive around and I'll pull up to the drive-through window so you don't have to come back outside. And he said, that's fine if you want to do that. He said, it would be more convenient. But if you want, we can just bring it out to you like you asked on the app. I went ahead and, just to make things a little bit more convenient, for all of us, I just went ahead and waited a few minutes and drove around, and they had the order ready for me. It was perfect. So very good service. There was a little bit of a mix-up, but they fixed it very promptly, and it only delayed my order just by a couple minutes. So it's nothing to complain about. They took care of it quickly, gave me the free coupons to go with it, and I don't know if they do that normally, without there being an issue or not. But I've got no complaints. They did a really good job. So, so this is the Domino's located at 415 2nd Street in Marietta, Ohio, which is where I had this delivered. They did a great job, like I said, and we're getting ready to check out the pizza and see how they did with it. So what I ordered was the large square cut, crunchy thin crust ExtravaganZZa, and that's spelled EXTRAVAGAN, capital Z, capital Z-A, pizza with pepperoni, beef, ham, Italian sausage. Those are the meats. And then the vegetables, I got onions, black olives, mushrooms, green peppers, and shredded provolone cheese. The reason why I got those toppings is those are the default settings on the app. When you go in through the app, those are what they offer that's preset. And again, you can take any of these off in the app, and you can add other items on to replace them or in addition to them. So you've got all these options of different toppings you can put on. But I just went ahead and went with the ones that they had preset, and didn't add, because it looked fine to me the way they were. So that's my personal choice. And it's with the with the oregano seasoning. And they had like the option of different seasonings there too. But that was the default, was oregano seasoning. So that's what I went with. I also got 2 garlic cups. In my Papa John's review, I was telling you about how, if you get a Papa John's pizza, you have to get the garlic sauce in the cups, because that is what makes their pizza spectacular. And that's what makes it cut above the rest. And I was talking about how you can keep those back. If you order extra, you can keep them in the crisper of your refrigerator and use them later. Maybe when you order from a different location, a different franchise, and you like the garlic sauce, but you prefer someone else's pizza, you can keep those cups and use that garlic sauce with their pizza. So today I've got my box here of Papa John's garlic sauces that I have left over from a few weeks ago. And I also went ahead and ordered, I didn't know that they offered them, but Domino's also offers garlic cups of garlic sauce. So I went ahead and picked up 2 cups of that additional, and 2 cups of the ranch sauce. And so I've got 2 cups of ranch and 2 cups of the garlic cups. And they also offer marinara. You can get that also. But for me, I just got the 2 garlic cups just so I can compare their garlic sauce to Papa John's, and also the ranch, because everybody loves ranch. And I just wanted to try it and just let you know what I think of it. But anyway, the pizza itself was $18.99, and that's with the pre-settings set with what they offer. I didn't add any extra toppings on top of it. So what you expect to get for the extravaganza is $18.99, and then the sauces were 99 cents each on top of that. So 4 of those at 99 cents brings it to $22.95 for everything here, plus the tip. And I added 17% to round it out even to an even $27. And so, and then through the app, you get points, just like Papa John's app. You get points for each menu item you order, and that you actually pay for. You get points toward food in the future. And so I spent more than $5 today. So every time you spend $5 or more, you get 10 points. And there's something on the app that said about getting up to 60 points. So in the future, when I check the app, I'm going to see if they gave me just the 10 points, which is the way I understand it's supposed to be. Excuse me. That you get 10 points for spending over $5. But it also said something about getting up to 60 points. So with me spending $27, it's possible that I could get more than 10 points. And I'll check the app, in the future to see what that is. And if I think of it, I'll let you know on here if anybody wants to know that as well. But anyway, that's what we've got here. The Domino's large square cut, crunchy thin crust extravaganza pizza. And let's go ahead and try it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the cups here. Okay, here's the ranch sauce in your standard type of cup. Trying to get it so you can see it. It's kind of glowing on there, kind of glowing all over the place with the sunlight glaring off of it. But these are cups of ranch, and then here's the garlic flavored sauce with artificial flavors. That's what that looks like. There we go. That's better. And then and then here's the Papa John's garlic sauce that I've got left over. So I've got some of those in here too. But anyway, their cups, you can see. Yep, cups are, looks like they're exactly the same size. So, in fact, it says on it, I'm sure, the size. 1 ounce for the Domino's and 1 ounce for the Papa John's. So they are exactly the same size. So, and I'm not sure if the Papa John's are 99 cents also, the same price as these, but I will look that up later just to compare and see if they're the same. So we've got these cups of sauce on the side that we're going to get, but to begin with, we're going to try the pizza without it. So here's the pizza. Go ahead and open it up. And that looks good. That looks good to me. Papa John, or I keep saying Papa John's. Domino's thin crust extravaganza pizza. Look at that. Look at those toppings. My goodness. There's looks like that's probably, I don't know if that's the beef. Yeah, that's either the beef over here. This piece right here, I don't know if you can see it. This piece right here is big. It's a huge chunk. And there's one down here too. Whatever this is, whether it's the Italian sausage or it's the beef, that's a huge chunk. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and try it. Just see if I can tell what it is. I think that's the Italian sausage. Great big chunks. So let's go ahead and dig in. I'll go ahead and grab a corner piece off of it here. Okay, it's a little bit soft. Oh, disappointed. The flavor is good. The flavor is good, but it's a little bit soft. It's not really hard and crunchy like I was expecting it to be. Here you can see it wobbling a little bit. Very bendy. The crust is very thin, but it's not crunchy like I remember it being before. It's almost like it's like the soft bread, but real thin. It's almost a different kind of bread than I remember years ago their thin crust pizza being. Maybe it's my imagination, but that's the way I remember it. I remember it being more crispy and hard. And if you would go to bend it, see, this is actually bending. It's bending. The way I remember it before, if you would go to bend it, it would actually crack off and break. And that's how I liked it. It's got a good taste. But again, that's a personal preference of mine. Is the reason why I like the crust being thin is because I like that crunchy texture. And you're not getting that this time with this. It's an enjoyable pizza. It's got good flavor. You're generous with the toppings. Okay, now this piece, you can see that provolone cheese on there, the white, real thick. There's a big chunk of that provolone on this one. You can see the black olives there. It's got pepperonis, and they pretty much cover most of the slice. And it looks pretty good, pretty standard all around. The pepperonis are spaced evenly. There aren't any slices, it looks like, that are missing pepperoni. You got mushrooms. You can see the mushrooms. Doesn't look like they skimped on that. The green peppers, you can see there's plenty of them. I can see slices of ham. The cheese is kind of a standard cheese taste. It's not real creamy or anything. It's just like it's almost like the texture is almost like you take a slice of processed cheese and set it on top of it while it's hot, and so it starts to melt a little bit. That's the impression I get a little bit of this provolone, at least on this slice here. See the toppings on here. See, there's your Italian sausages. There's two great big chunks. See how big those chunks are? You can see the green peppers that are sliced up. See the white on there. Turn this around. The white you're seeing on that side is the cheese. Turn it around here. And that there, you can see the white is the onions. Black olives. There's black olive. There's black olive. There's mushroom right there. A little piece of mushroom. Pepperoni and ham are buried under there. He didn't skimp on the toppings, so I give him that. One other thing I'll say about their pizzas is whether you eat them cold or hot makes a difference. And so the type of crust that you get makes a difference in that area also. So if you have the regular crust, and you keep it like overnight, and then, you know, maybe eat leftover pizza for breakfast. That regular crust, in my opinion, doesn't taste very well after it's been cold. My personal opinion. But the thin crust, I remember when you eat the thin crust the next morning, it's still good. But of course, that was back when I ordered it before, and the crust was more solid. It wasn't floppy like this one right here is. And I don't know if this is the way all locations are now, if it's changed, if they changed the recipe, which is possible, or if it's just a fluke. I just happened to get one that maybe was a little bit underdone or something. I don't know. Which it's not bad, again, but it's not what I was expecting. I was hoping for a little bit firmer crust, for my personal taste. Yeah, this isn't crunching. It's not crunching at all. And even in the title, when you order it on the app, it has the word crunchy in the description of the title on the app for the pizza. When it describes the type of crust, it says crunchy thin crust. So I would expect it to crunch. This crust isn't crunching. It's soft. So really, that's my only complaint. Other than that, the sauce tastes good. The cheese is good. I mean, it's okay. The toppings are good. I'd say you've got a good pizza here. So now, because I promised you this, we're going to go ahead and try out this garlic sauce, so that we can compare it to the Papa John's that we had a few weeks ago. Okay, gotta open this gently so it doesn't spray or spill. Oh. That wasn't a good flavor. Licking it just off the lid there. That's not good. Almost tastes like it's gone bad. That might be a bad cup. Is there an expiration date on here? It's got a code, but I don't understand what it means. It's not a date. It says UB 070724. Okay, used by July 7th, 2024. Well, this is just January 2024, so it should be good. It's not expired. I'm going to open up the other one. Maybe that was a fluke. Maybe I just got a bad cup there. But if that's what their garlic sauce tastes like, I'm not impressed. It's an odd taste. Yeah. It doesn't taste like garlic. It doesn't taste like, it's like a buttery taste, but it's not like butter. It's almost like, it's kind of a dishwasher type flavor. I'm not gonna try that. My verdict based on those 2 cups is, if you're going with the garlic sauce, go with the Papa John's. I'm gonna go ahead and open one of theirs. See, this is thicker. This is much thicker. There's a good buttery flavor. See that nice thick buttery sauce on there? See how that just dollops off? That's the way I like it. Now this piece, go figure, has more of a crunch to it, like I like. Get closer to the edge on the pizza. This one's got a good crunch to it. Now that was a good piece. And the garlic butter from Papa John's tastes good on it. But then again, this pizza is good without the sauce. But I open up the cup, I don't want to waste it. So I'll go ahead and use this whole cup. So definitely, if you're getting garlic sauce, get the Papa John's. Unless it's just a fluke and I just happen to get 2 really bad cups. Unless that's the case, which it may be. As of right now, my verdict is Domino's does not have good garlic sauce. Didn't even taste like any kind of edible sauce, buttery sauce. It just didn't taste edible at all. That's not like me. Actually, go ahead and comment down below or in the chat if you had Domino's Thin Crust Pizza recently, and if your experience has been the same as mine, that it's kind of floppy and kind of a soft texture to their thin crust, or if that's just like a fluke that is happening to me here today. I'd like to know what it's like in other locations, and whether this experience of mine reflects honestly, as to what their pizza tastes like now. Mmm. Good stuff. Okay, I'm gonna finish up this cup. Garlic butter. Okay. Wash it down with my favorite tropical citrus vitamin water. That's not a paid endorsement or anything. Just being open and honest with you. That's what I drink nowadays. And I did promise you that I would try the ranch sauce. So here it says ranch dressing on it. Shake well, do not microwave. So let's go ahead and open this up. Okay. That tastes just like ranch sauce, ranch dressing. So, that's not bad. Maybe a little bit sweeter than I'm used to. Other brands. Let's try dipping this in ranch sauce. I mean, it's okay. If you just had a cheese pizza or just plain pepperoni, it's only one topping, you might want to dip it in ranch. Especially if you had the regular crust. Might be good on there. I don't think it goes well with the thin crust. The thin crust doesn't need it. And you've got all these toppings on here anyway. The ranch is just going to distract you from the other flavors. So, personally, I would not use ranch sauce with this particular pizza. Again, if you had just maybe one topping or just plain cheese pizza on the regular crust, might go good with it. But I would not eat it with the thin crust and with multiple toppings. And that is my personal opinion. and yours might be different. Your taste buds might be completely different from mine. You might love it that way. And if you do, more power to you. Order it the way you want it. Because you're the one that has to eat it. If you're going to eat it, you want it to be enjoyable to your taste buds. No matter if my taste buds enjoy it, my taste buds aren't going to be tasting it. So, as with all my reviews, I say, this is my opinion. This is how I like it. And if you find that you don't like it that way, then your way is right for you. Now, in general, I do believe in objective truth. Gonna get a little philosophical here. There is a such thing as right and wrong. There is a such thing as good and bad. There is up and down. There is left and right. There is hot and cold. You know, there are objectively things that are exact opposites of each other. But there is a middle ground in between. There is black, there is white, and there is gray in the middle. There is up on top of a mountaintop, there is down in the valley, and there is right in the middle on a plateau. There are inclines, there are declines, and there are, again, plateaus, just flat lands. So you've got food that maybe, well, food's not a good example because food is subjective. So I won't use that example. But anyway, you can think of things in your life that are objectively good or objectively bad. Excuse me. But when it comes to food, this is one of those things that as long as it's edible and it doesn't actually make you sick to where you literally can't eat it or you end up vomiting it up or getting sick, being hospitalized or whatever because of it, barring all that, food is objective. There's subjective. I can take a certain kind of food, I can eat it, and I can say that is fantastic. That's some of the best food I've ever eaten. You come over and take a bite of it and say, oh my goodness, I can't even swallow that. That's disgusting. How could you like that? Well, that's our taste buds being different. And so how they perceive things, you know, connected to our brain through our taste receptors on our tongue, gives us different results. And so taste is subjective. You know, the old saying, there's no accounting for taste. Well, there's a reason for that, because taste is subjective, depending on how your brain, your taste buds react to it. So what is good for you when it comes to food, I may not like at all. What is bad for you, I may love, and vice versa. And so anytime you have a food review on here, on YouTube or anywhere, that somebody tells you, oh, I enjoyed this, I think it's fantastic, you look at movie reviews, ratings, and that's a perfect example. You can go to, like, look at the IMDb or what's the other one? I think IMDb is the big one. Rotten Tomatoes. There's these websites where they have the critic score, and then they also have the audience score. And it's interesting to go and look at those sometimes and see how different they are. A lot of times, and I mean a lot of times, the critics will love something, and the audience will say it's horrible, it's disgusting, and they can't even sit through the whole thing because it's so bad. Vice versa, you might have a movie that the audience absolutely loves and says it's fantastic, it's a great movie, they sat through it and enjoyed it, and they're going to go back and watch it in the theater again and again when it comes out on home release. They're going to buy it, take it home, and they watch the DVD until the sun destroys it. Watch the VHS tape until it starts to, remember the old VHS tapes? And your favorite movies, they would get ruined because you watch them over and over again, the tape stretches, and it gets ruined. But then you look at the critics' score on it, and the critics all hated it. They thought it was terrible. So, reason for that, once again, is taste is subjective. What you enjoy, somebody else may not enjoy, and that's okay. What somebody else enjoys, you may hate, and that's okay. So, my review today was my own personal review. And maybe, hopefully that this will give you an idea of what this is like. You can see me eating it, and I showed it to you so that you can see, hopefully, what it looked like, and that would help you to determine whether I'm full of it or whether you think just by visually comparing to what you would expect to see on a pizza, whether you can say, that looks like something that I would enjoy eating too. And so hopefully this video does help you to look at this food, the Domino's pizza, and help you decide whether you want to buy it and try it or not. But either way, when it comes down to it, when you order your food and you have a different opinion of it than I have, that's fine. Taste is subjective. What I may love, you may hate. And that's okay. Anyway, we're 47 minutes into the video. And I've got like a pretty good chunk of pizza here left. There looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like maybe 4 of these square slices left. Full-size slices. And so I'm not going to go ahead and finish those right now. We're 47 and a half minutes in. So I'm going to call it quits for today. Just a recap. This was Papa John's Crunchy Thin Crust ExtravaganZZa pizza. And it had all these toppings on it that I enjoyed. The toppings were good. The crust was a little bit softer than I expected, than I remembered it being in the past, and that was a disappointment. But it was still edible. It's still good. I'll be interested to, I may actually keep this overnight, and in the morning check and see if maybe the texture has changed on the crust. Maybe setting overnight might give it a different texture, put it in the refrigerator or whatever, warm it up in the morning. Or maybe even not even warm it up, maybe eat it cold in the morning. But either way, just to see how the time affects the crust thickness. To get that texture that I'm looking for. But it was still good. Some people may prefer it that way. And again, maybe they changed their recipe, the way they fix it. Because there's a possibility that other people will enjoy it being softer, and they maybe changed it intentionally. I don't know. So comment down in the comments below if you know the answer to that, especially if you work for Domino's. you may have the inside the inside scoop on that. You can share it with us. But anyway, the toppings were good. The service was excellent. The service was really good. It was really easy to order on the app. I was very disappointed in the garlic cups. I would not even finish these garlic cups. I'm going to throw them out. And I'm not the kind of person that wastes food. I grew up in the country on a farm to where we didn't waste food. If you put food on your plate, you're expected to eat it. When we were kids back in the 80s, they had the whole USA for Africa, We Are the World thing, where there's starving children in Africa and other places around the world. And of course, they would have their telethons and their special events to raise money to send food and water and stuff to these children all around the planet that don't have food to eat. And so that was something that my mother always told us, me and my brothers, when we were young, is always clean up your plate. Don't waste food. There are children starving in Africa right now, she would say, that would kill to have what you're throwing in a trash can or what you're throwing out to the pets. So I've had that beaten in my head since I was a kid, and I've got that mindset. I don't like to waste food. And my wife used to make fun of me because she grew up in the country too, but she had a little bit of different outlook on things. She was not so big on leftovers as I was. For example, especially if you order it from in town. You go in town to a sit-down restaurant and order food. If I don't have enough room to, my stomach to finish a meal, I would ask for a doggy bag or for a box to put it in and take it home and finish it later. Because you don't waste food. You don't waste money. That was another thing is I wouldn't consider my family poor when I was younger. But by today's standards, looking back, or by any standards really, looking back now as an adult, objectively, in hindsight, I would say we weren't exactly we weren't by any means upper class. We weren't even upper middle class. We were probably lower middle class or upper lower class, if you could call it that. Yeah, we didn't consider ourselves poor. We didn't think of it that way. But a lot of the perks that people would have, we didn't have growing up. Things that some of our classmates in school took for granted. Like, you don't have a color TV. You don't have your own TV in your bedroom. You just got the one TV. You just got a black and white TV, one black and white TV sitting in the living room for everybody in the family to use. You don't have one in your room. You don't have your own telephone in your room. They thought that was horrible for us, but we didn't. We just had the one TV, black and white TV, and if you wanted to watch TV, the whole family sat down, watched it together, and had some great memories that way. It helped the family to bond. When the electricity went off, we would do board games with lamp lights. Not electric lamps, but literal, actual kerosene lamps. We would light those up. Just the other night, we had a power outage at the house, and we didn't have any flashlights. Flashlight batteries were all dead. And so we had to dig around in the dark and get out the kerosene lamps and light those. So we could, carry those around the house to the bathroom and stuff. But anyway, excuse me. But yeah, growing up, we had the one black and white TV that was big, and it sat in the living room. We would watch it together as a family, and we got one channel, Channel 5 CBS. And depending on the weather, sometimes right after a storm, Channel 12 would come in. So CBS we would get all the time in black and white, and occasionally you'd get Channel 12, and I think it was either ABC or NBC. It was a channel that had Cheers on it at 5 p.m. So when we would get off out of school, come home after school, and we'd get home between 4:30 and 5 p.m. and Cheers I think was on at 5 o'clock, and I always liked watching Cheers on whichever channel that was. But anyway, we got one channel, maybe two. Nothing like today where you've got the internet and you've got like literally billions of options. You've got your 6 or 7 network channels. You got your however many, probably 100 or more cable networks. You've got your YouTube with your, fancy YouTube channels, the YouTube Red, that kind of stuff. Then you got your, homemade content like my videos, or like your, anything else you find on YouTube that's made by, everyday people with a cell phone, or with just a laptop camera or whatever. So we've got many more options. But we never considered ourselves poor growing up. But that's the way it was for us. I don't know, why did I get on this? What made me do on this? Oh, wasting food. So we were taught from an early age not to waste food. So I'll be taking this home, and I won't throw it out, but my wife, I was starting to say, we would go to a restaurant. Sometimes it'd be like a fancy restaurant, for like an anniversary or something special. And when we were done eating, it would embarrass her, but I would ask for a box to take home the food in. Well, that's expensive food. Was my outlook on it. I was like, I'm not going to waste that food. That's expensive. If you spend, back then, $20 would buy, what $20 would buy today, back then cost maybe $5 or $6. But, normal meal, a complete meal that you would buy back then, I would say, might cost $10 for a complete, full, good meal. But we go someplace fancy and get like a $50 meal, and I was like, that's enough food to, enough money to feed you for, a couple days, multiple meals. And so it was a waste. And when you're not used to having a lot of money to just throw away, you don't waste it. And so it felt like a waste to me to order something fancy from a restaurant, or even if it wasn't fancy, if it was like a McDonald's meal or something, and you didn't eat the whole thing, you had some fries left over or whatever, she would want to toss the leftovers in the trash can and head home. I'd be, no, keep that. Why are you throwing that out? That's food. There are starving kids in Ethiopia, is what I would say. That's what my mom always told us. And so I would insist on taking home this extra, whatever was left over, and then eat it for a snack that night before going to bed, or save it for the next day or whatever, or give it to the kids, whatever, just so you don't waste it, you don't throw it out. My dad, what he does now is he'll go to a restaurant, like he has the chicken wings or whatever, or chicken legs, whatever, or he likes to get barbecue ribs a lot. What he'll do is he'll save the bones, and instead of throwing them in the trash can afterwards or leave them on the plate for the staff to throw away, he'll ask for a doggy bag, and that's where the name comes from. Originally doggy bags were designed for you to take home the leftovers and give to the pets, to the dog. But it's become a term that also means just to take over for your own leftovers for human consumption too. But anyway, when he has bones and stuff like that left over, instead of throwing them away, he takes them home to the dog or to the cats. They've got a dog, and he's big, great big, nice dog, real friendly. He's huge. And they've got cats. When we were kids, we had 20. At one point, we had 27 cats. They're all barn cats. And Dad wouldn't let them in the house, except for one time my brother had a real fluffy white cat that Dad really liked, and we called him Buddy. And occasionally Dad would let my brother Darren sneak Buddy into the house. And so our cats weren't house cats, but occasionally they were. We babied them sometimes. But anyway, we're 59 and a half minutes in. We're coming up on an hour, so I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Join me every Sunday afternoon, approximately 2 o'clock p.m. We started a few minutes early today, but that's generally where we're going to meet. Every Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and I will pick some kind of fast food item and we'll eat it and review it together. And if you have any comments, suggestions, what you'd like to see me try, comment down below. Come back next time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Everybody have a great week and be blessed.